Hello, I'm Richard Ridge for BroadwayWorld. Two-time Tony Award-winning legend Chita Rivera is giving an electrifying performance as Claire in the John Kander, Fred Ebb, and Terrence McNally musical The Visit. And for that performance, she has been nominated for another Tony Award as Best Actress in a Musical. And we drop by Chita's dressing room for a chat.
So enjoy all the time there is. If you're his, be his. Make each day your own. When tomorrow's come and your heart is stone, what has made it known? Love and love alone.
Well, here we are.
We're everywhere, Richie.
We are. I love your dressing room. This is so beautiful.
Well, I mean, if you're going to be in here for a while, it should be as close to, it should be, first of all, comfortable. For not just you, but you want people to come in, because
Sure.
I keep my door open all the time. So the kids come in, and it's warm, and I have mother's and niece's picture, mother's picture, the Pope. I just
The
have
Pope.
that, yes. Yeah, my brothers and sisters, whom you know too well.
They're all here.
They're all here.
No, this is beautiful. You are giving one of the most electrifying performances of this season or any other season.
Wow, Richie.
In this show, and this is in the final John Kander, Fred Ebb masterwork, which they created with Terrence McNally.
Right.
Have you been able to process all of that?
I think I accept it.
Yeah.
I I can't believe that I'm as fortunate as I am, but I believe in a supreme being. So, things happen, and you don't know the reasons for them, but you accept them, and you do the very best you can to make it worthwhile and something that people will always remember. I mean, it's hard for me sometimes to believe that Freddie is gone. Fred Ebb is gone, because he's so alive in my memory, and I sing his lyrics all the time, and that humor. The first number is all Freddie.
Yeah.
Chow, Mr. Chew. Who would think of that? And so it's a joy to be in that painting. I picked that painting because a lot of the show takes place. It did in its other incarnations in the forest, and we talk about the forest.
Yeah.
And so I said I want a painting that was a forest, and so and this one just picks up the yellow in the room, and we have yellow shoes. I don't know, things just fall into place, and
Sure.
you just say, okay, this is good.
Yeah. You embody, from the second you walk on stage, we see Chita, then you embody this incredible woman of Claire. And it's unlike any other woman you've ever played before.
Yeah. It's interesting, Richie, because, pardon me, she's very dark, and she appears to be really cold, dead cold. But she comes from a very passionate place, and I like being liked. I like to do a lot of different things in different ways. So I like Technicolor, but I also love black and white, And I play this character that probably a lot of people think she's just darn cold and has no heart. It's even said in the play, you're not a human being, you have no heart. Well, actually, as that little tiny boy, Ian, that little wonderful little kid said, she has heart. That's why she's the way she is, because she has so much heart. And that's actually what it is.
Yeah.
When he said that, it kind of blew my head that he knew that much at his age.
Because that's what I love about this person. You come out there, you're a woman with a mission. And then during the course of the musical, you peel those layers and you actually let us see inside the soul.
That's exactly right. She must let the town know what happened. And she still loves him so much that she asks the town to do something that's pretty shocking. But also, I think John Doyle, wow, he made it into one act, and then he he had the two younger Claire and Antons on stage at all times, and they pushed the casket around.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty wild to have a casket. That's your prop. That's your setting. That's your scenery. A coffin, but they are there constantly because it is to remind, just to push the story ahead a bit more, for you to understand that these two people were youngsters at one time who did fall in love, who did make love, and they learn about their lives as the play goes along, just as the company learns about their, you know.
I was going to ask you, what has it been like
Pardon
working
me.
and creating this show with John Doyle?
Wow, I never thought that I would have a gift at this time in my life. I've been so lucky, you know, all through my career to work with amazing geniuses. So I've learned so much. And I never thought I'd get a John Doyle who takes his time, who makes you totally understand the necessity of the words and the words being heard and the story being told. No fat, just lean, all about the story. And I call him Father because he reminds me of a priest. And he's so warm and such an amazing sense of humor and very strong.
Yeah.
Very much a leader. And to see John Doyle and Graziella, you know, in the same room, Graziella is such a, well, she's my soul sister, as I've told you 1,000 times before. And John has this passionate heart also. They come from two different worlds. She's so Latin and he's Scottish, you know, and they're both so smart and they both know how to tell a story.
Yeah.
And Graziella loves learning. She will always be a student, as will I. I learned that with being with John Doyle this time. I would do anything he told me to do because he sees. He's also very musical. You know, he directs as if he were choreographing.
Yeah.
And I have learned when I describe this show, I've heard myself say, as I just said today in an interview, I love being in his painting. To step into that painting, and I look around, and as I'm on stage, if I turn to my right, I'll see the amazing, my group, my entourage, and it's a picture into itself, you know. And I'll look over here, and there'll be people sitting on suitcases in the shadows or behind the arches, and everywhere I look is a painting.
He paints beautiful pictures.
And it moves.
Yeah.
It moves. I mean, the four of us move in a choreographed pattern that is, you know, the two older ones come together and then suddenly the younger one comes in between the two older ones, and it's all been dance.
Yeah. So I want to talk to you about Graziella. She's given you this incredible gift in this show.
Wow.
That end number that you do with your younger self.
Right.
I mean, just what was it like working with her again, but specifically working on this with her?
Well, Grazie doesn't know how to work any other way but from her heart and her soul. She's a very deep person and with a great sense of humor. And a very sensual woman. Very sensual woman. But she knew before I even knew that a relationship with yourself, your younger self, is something that is very moving. And we had, of course, the beautiful music of Love and Love Alone. And she's from the ballet, And there's one step that we do. That's just that. And you can't forget that. And she said she got that from Jerome Robbins.
Interesting.
From something she saw of Jerry's. But that's grazie. Because everything really, there is nothing really new. It's how you put everything together that makes it new and a different interpretation. But she loves learning, and it just goes inside this vessel, and it comes out another way. And when she gave that to me, it was so simple and so beautiful. And she only said yesterday when she came by, I said, you know, how satisfied I was always. And she said, you know, with that thick accent, you know that the most important moment is the embrace. You know, she just looks like that. And it's one of the many beautiful places in that number.
Yeah.
But that embrace is powerful, where she comes to grips with her younger self and feels it, and the younger self feels the older self also. And I look at little Michelle, and little Michelle has been crying during the song. So it's a great moment, you know. That's what happens in the theater.
Yeah.
You get to have those moments over and over and over again. And all we want to do is serve it up to you, so that you can experience those moments.
You know, it's funny that you talked about grazie, getting that from Jerome Robbins, because Gwen Verdon told me that Bob Fosse said there are only 8 dance steps. It's what you do with those 8 dance steps to make them your own.
There you go.
You know, and that's what grazie, any brilliant choreographer
Absolutely.
will do. You take those steps and you make them your own, or how it lives through a piece.
Absolutely, how you put them together.
Yeah.
What you want to say in the combination of steps.
Yeah.
And grazie, there's nothing, you know, grazie can do the sexiest thing, because she does the beginning, where they make love, you know, and it's harsh. And
it's right there.
It's there. You can't misunderstand any of that. And it's, I guess, shocking to some people. Hey, open your eyes and be shocked. You know, you won't be shocked the second time.
Exactly.
You've seen it before. You know, but in our number, we get to love each other. We get to accept each other, and I get to, you know, nobody in their lives very often get a chance to face their younger self.
Sure.
Maybe in pictures, but not emotionally.
Like this.
Yeah.
You have the most incredible cast you're working with. What is it like working with your cast, specifically Roger Reese and the rest?
Oh my gosh, it's it's a gem, really. You watch them, and every single night they're fresh. You know, David Garrison, please. I mean, he's extraordinary. My 2 eunuchs, Matt and Chris and Tom. I mean, I look at them and I could watch them all night. I never get bored, because they make it fresh for themselves. They make the piece is important to them. They love the piece. So they do all the right things.
Yeah.
The entire cast is extraordinary. And what's really kind of cute is that we didn't have a gypsy robe, because there were no gypsies. Everybody has a part.
Yeah.
Everybody, you know, is special in this show. Every person on that stage is somebody. They have a name, and they do something, you know, to push the story.
Saying the words of Terrence McNally and singing the songs of Cantor and Ebb, what that means to you.
Well, you know, I wonder what I would be without them. I wonder if I could, you know, if I would be smart, as smart as I think I am now, because I'm speaking Terrence's words and Freddie's words, and I have been for so many years. You know, I don't know what I would be like. I'm proud to say them. They're rich, and I'm saying something important all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I guess without them I'd be, hi, how you doing? You know, I don't know. You know, they're rich. They are so rich, and Terrence knows exactly what comes out of my mouth well. And they're all challenging too,
Yeah.
which is good. You've got to have challenge. But I'm safe. Richie, I feel so at home and
Yeah.
safe with Candor, Ebb, and Terrence McNally. You know, I know I'm okay.
Yeah.
You know, I know if I'm supposed to be funny, I'll be funny.
Yeah. My final question is, this show touches an audience in such an interesting way. I mean, they just take this journey from the second you all come out there.
Yeah.
If you could sum up the best part of the experience so far with working on The Visit, what has it been for you?
The best part, I always think the best part is still yet to come. The best part is that moment. I've not had a moment of, I'm so happy, as I said before, to step into that picture. No matter how I felt the morning before matinee. I always love matinees anyhow because the sun is out. If it's out, it's a fresh day, and the ladies always love to come to the theater, and they listen and they care, you know. But the best moments, John Candor would say rehearsals. He loves rehearsals. I love rehearsals, but I love it when we put the plug in the connection, and the lights, and the, you know, the audience understands what you're saying. So the best part will be tonight.
Love and love alone.